Heyo! Whoa! Heyo! More adorable than OmniDog. What the hell? This is OmniDog from OmniDog's Vault, and it's the second Tuesday of the month, so that means we have Freddie and Crushing Krisis. Yeah, we're coming in. We're coming in hot. Nope, it's a cold open. We didn't have time to rehearse all those catchy, snappy phrases that we wanted to exchange because I was watching baseball with my daughter, and then I got a text that Freddie said, "No pressure, but Peter's pressuring you to get here." I'm like, okay, bye, Kel. See ya. Bye. So here I am. And what are we up to? How are you doing? Somebody that thinks he's more adorable than OmniDog. How dare you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Also,
Oh, oh, that is so cool.
okay.
I thought I was shooting lasers out of his eyes for a minute. And Peter, how are you?
Just trying to surf through the tide of never-ending calamities that is life. So I'm happy to take a brief break and paddle my board over to the OmniDog show.
Right, where the seas are less choppy and calm and serene.
Yeah,
We're
because
like-
in New Zealand right now, we've got a very bad habit of beaching things. We've lost several ferries and a military ship in the last couple of weeks. So the high seas are not a safe place for a Kiwi right now.
Oh dear, we have a Kiwi in the audience. Is that right, Samantha? Are things getting beached there?
Oh, Samantha,
Wow.
It's been quite a comedy of errors here lately, huh?
Oh dear. Earth's Geomancer already checked in, and I'll tell you guys what the topic is in just a sec. I'm sorry I missed this live, but I have a question for Peter. If I am reading through the Uncanny X-Men Omnis, do I miss out on a lot by not reading the Wolverine Omnis? Do they connect? Many thanks. 100%. And, Peter's already got his answer in there. Wolverine really doesn't tie in very much with X-Men until after number 75, when it becomes more of an X title. So that's Wolverine 75?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great Wolverine. Larry Hammond's run, of course, starts in the 30s of Wolverine. Before that, there's some Peter David and, of course, Chris Claremont right at the beginning, all the Madripoor stuff. But in terms of any of the X-Men titles acknowledging that those stories exist, very, very little acknowledgement. Even with some of the stuff that they do with his memory around Wolverine 50, I remember being a kid and being so excited to get Wolverine 50, like, oh, I'm going to understand everything. No, because the main Lobdell and Nicieza, we're not really paying too much attention to what was happening in Wolverine. After 75, it starts being integrated a little bit more, but again, it's just what's happening with Wolverine. And you'll get 75 included in the X-Men Omnibus as part of Fatal Attraction. So you really, if you're not a huge Wolverine fan, you could just skip all of Wolverine and it won't suffer, your X-Men read won't suffer.
Nice. You are welcome, Earth's Geomancer. That is an awesome answer. And James thinks we're going to be talking about cake and ice cream, so that's good. I'm always up for that.
I did save a treat to show off today.
Oh, because of trick or treat? Do they
No.
trick or treat in Puerto Rico?
What does he have in a plastic bag there?
Ta-da!
Oh, Pop-Tarts.
Which don't
Brown
exist
sugar
here.
cinnamon.
Yes.
We made our own brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts last month because they do not exist here.
You don't have Pop-Tarts in New Zealand?
And apparently we're getting our first Cinnabon next year, which I don't know if that's a cause for celebration or not, but there's a real deprivation of refined corn syrup products here.
And pastries.
Wow.
Plenty of pastries, just not built out of high fructose corn syrup.
Processed
Okay.
wheat. Yeah.
Wait, I have
Heyoda Rami, my back is much better, thank you. I'm able to live stream, and if it keeps feeling better, I should be able to make recorded shows. So that was a long one. I don't know what happened. I refuse to say it was age related, but it was probably age related somehow. Here's Chris. What up, Chris? Actually, I have something to ask you. Okay, wait. This is my daughter. We won the game, so everything's okay.
nice.
Who's we in this instance?
The New York Mets.
No, boo! That means the
Oh,
Phillies
no.
lost.
That's
You
right.
suck.
I was afraid to say that since I know you're from Philly. Yeah, that's true. Listen, my daughter's been through a lot of terribleness with the Mets and LA Rams fever that I induced upon her. So any win is a good win for that kid. She's been through nothing but suffering, especially with the Mets. But Chris,
Yeah, isn't the whole Mets brand that they suck?
yes, at the worst possible moment. Yeah, it is true. Chris, did you tell me about this Family Man? I feel like I haven't been in Discord and I wouldn't know where to find it, but I feel like this was the last copy of a book that you didn't know anything about, but you sort of were buying it on blind faith. Have you started reading this? Have you got it yet? Talk to me, Chris, because this came in and I don't think it was Jessica. Jessica recommended something else to me that I got. Here's what Jessica recommended. Ballad for Sophie.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure Jess recommended this because I got a damaged copy. But Chris Brogan may have said he liked this book on Goodreads. So, Chris, you may have a couple books to tell me about. Ballad for Sophie. Yeah, Jessica said Chris on Goodreads liked it, and she assumed it was you. Oh, here's Sasmurf. Nice. Peter was the only one brave enough to show face right from the jump. Well, he's a handsome guy.
Well, I mean, we're seeing some layer upon layer upon layer that's on top of my face. I don't know if you're ever going to see me show face on stream. That's for OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Time to ask the hard question. How do you eat your cereals? Oh yes, something weird. Where was that odd thing? Was that last night on Omnibros? How do you eat your cereals, or hot or cold milk? Somebody was saying they enjoyed their, like their cinnamon toast crunch in warm milk, and we were like, "What? Isn't that like oatmeal? What are you doing there?" And so it's actually a timely question, James. I don't know if either of you still eat cereal or when the last time you had cereal was, but was it cold or hot milk that you put on your cereal?
A few days ago, actually. And
I eat cereal almost every day. Yeah.
Oh, I have cereal opinions. I didn't see that. Peter's way ahead of me on the answering the questions. Ooh, dog cam. Hello, puppy.
He's crying, so I think he wants to be on. Yeah,
okay, good.
I put ice cream in mine, so cold as it can
You put ice cream in your cereal?
Yes.
I love it. And what are these opinions? I love this. Cereal opinions.
Here's what I've discovered over the past couple of years of like trying different cereals, because many of the brands are different here and things are expensive. If you're just eating a bowl of cereal with one kind of cereal in it, you're a chump. Like, what are you doing? So you have to layer your cereal experience, and don't just tell me, oh, I have a cereal that's like a mix that has flakes and like nuts. No, that's like the starter for kids version of what I'm talking about. When I have a bowl of cereal, I put a little layer of nuts at the bottom, maybe cashews. Then I do like a crunchy cereal that's gonna take the cold milk well, like a Crispix or like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then on the top, I do like a flakier cereal, like a Special K type flake that I don't want to soak in the milk as much. And so then I have like a whole multi-layer strata of cereal, and then I do cold milk, and I actually usually put 1 drop of vanilla into the milk when I pour the milk, and that is how you actually eat cereal if you're a professional cereal eater.
No, I'm not a professional. I do it for fun. Ice cream, some oat milk, maybe some banana.
I used to. There's this one combination. I'm not a stoner, but I do eat like a stoner sometimes when I just get ravenous. And my stoner food when I was in the States was Special K with red berries and soy milk. There was something about the combination of that dirty taste of soy milk and the Special K that just made me go crazy.
With the dehydrated strawberries? Yeah.
And Special K with the dried strawberries. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that cereal. That's a clutch cereal. I don't know if you know this, but upper management saved my life in a cereal catastrophe.
Oh.
She actually had to do the Heimlich maneuver on me. It was back at our old house. Gosh, I think Kelly was still in high school, so late 2000s. And I liked Special K fruit and yogurt, which had fruit in it, but the flakes were covered in this like thin yogurt, hardened yogurt candy. I mean, it was a candy cereal. So, but the flakes were coated in this coating of yogurt, and so it had. And I like my cereal with very little milk because I just want the cereal moistened. I don't want it drenched in milk. And the Special K with yogurt flake got lodged. It was the exact size of my windpipe, and it got lodged right in my windpipe, like right here. And I tried swallowing. I tried coughing. I tried having more milk, which of course just built up right there, like it was a little floor for it. So I just started pounding on the kitchen countertop. Upper management came downstairs with Kelly, and she Heimlicked it out of me and went, wow. She saved my life, and she's always reminding me about it.
That was part of why I developed my layer approach, because I really like to drink the milk at the end of the cereal. No man left behind, no drop of milk left behind. But when you have like the squishy flakes at the bottom, I feel like I'm always like as I'm trying to drink the cereal milk. So that was the origin of my layering. Now I just know it's better. But at the beginning, I just wanted to keep the flakes elevated.
Yeah. I totally get what you are talking about. Samantha can't keep up with everything that's going on here sometimes. But she can't wait.
She meant New Zealand, not the stream, based on the context of when she made that comment.
Oh, it could have been both. You know,
New Zealand and the stream, or just or just the stream. She can't wait.
That's when I was talking about all of our boats thinking, but there is Cinnabon coming as well.
Brown sugar. Rodham is here with a hot take. Brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts are the best ones. Close second, the wild berry ones. Good to see you here, Doc Elevator. Yes, that's what Kelly just texted me. Rodimus doing well still, I see. Rodimus, are Pop-Tarts on your diet? He has to go in. And what are you getting? You're not getting a pacemaker. You're getting like a little defibrillator put in you.
Also, Rodimus, you have not yet to hit me up when I said that I was going to give you books. So, you know.
Rodimus, free books from Freddie.
Take advantage of him. He's offering. He's open. He's ready.
Yeah, and it's Hispanic Heritage Month. Where are the 3 lesson plans? You know, last night I think he did 3, right?
He had me say some things last night that that made Gio sort of blush. when Gio really translated it. I said it, but I think Gio blushed when he last night's Spanish lesson, I think, made Gio embarrassed.
Okay.
Super Lav Hard, what up? Samantha Jane, there are shops in Auckland that sell Pop-Tarts. Not sure about Wellington, though. Oh, I'm not paying $16 for Captain Crunch.
No.
Thank you, Reaper, our friend from down under, from a little bit further down under. This is my friend Stanley. Oh, my former friend Stanley. I mean, Jess's daughter is used to suffering. She was born to it, molded by it, for she had a nerd as a father. I love you, Stanley. You're funny. Normal cereals are nearly that price now. Wow. Okay, we finished our most fun, whatever else this show is called, with the end of the new Bluey minisodes. Now it's bedtime. Catch you all on the replay. Okay. Nice. Yes, I did in Discord. We got the last 2 copies from Clover Press. Okay, that is Family Man. And I have not started yet. Ballad for Sophie is great. Okay, yeah, you... Jessica got that recommendation from you and passed it on to me. So thank you, Chris. Peter, thanks for recommending Local Man. Met Tony Fleeks at a con and grabbed the trade paperback. It was great.
I was just thinking about that book today. I haven't read very much indie this year. It's just been about catching up on Marvel and DC, but I'm addicted to it. We all know I love 90s Image, but there's just something delightfully stupid about it that the only comparison I can make that, and Doc, back me up on this or not, it reminds me of Fraction's Hawkeye. Like he's dumb and he's a little bit of an asshole, but he's really lovable, and it's got a really similar tone to Fraction's Hawkeye, but like set in a 90s Image universe that has decayed for the past 30 years. I love pitching it because it's one of my favorite books. I'll have a new pitch every episode for local.
Okay. I did bring a Fraction Marvel book that is not Hawkeye, and it's gonna be controversial.
Why? Because it's not cute enough for our topic?
Oh, it's cute. It's just split in two.
Okay.
Let's
see.
Okay. Harvey's Ghost. Hey now. OmniDog's Discord. Thank you. Okay. Krisis is always way ahead in the chat. That's why this works. He talks to the chat in real time, where it takes me half an hour to get caught up. So actually, why am I even bothering to get caught up?
Well, because they all deserve to have their chat discussed by the whole panel. I just want them to know that there's someone who cares about them and who listens.
Oh, that's my whole shtick.
I care more, Jess.
I care. I love you all.
Oh, just the best.
It's always so nice to read your posts in the chat. How are you doing? Good question for Rodimus. Derek Tyler's here. Nice. Feeling great tonight. Good. No, you will not be the one who falls behind on the chat tonight. Yeah, cold milk with cinnamon toast crunch. Yes. Yeah, baby. Okay, so Freddie's dog is more adorable than OmniDog. Oh, you don't need to apologize. That dog is way adorable.
See, I didn't lie when I put the name. It was just waiting for him to appear.
We thought you meant you, but no, it was an actual dog.
No. Yes.
Now, okay, yeah, I give on that one. There's no way I could compete with an actual doggy dog. Here's OmniBo from the Obsiverse. How you doing, Bo? When I do cereal, I do cold milk, but usually have oatmeal with water out of the microwave. That should
microwave water. Y'all need a kettle.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's gonna outrage all Kiwis and Aussies here. But we don't have kettles.
We had a kettle in the States. Do you have a kettle, Jess?
I do not.
Oh, I don't either.
Electric tea kettle, y'all. Not only for like tea and stuff, but like if you're making pasta on the stove, rather than like wait for the water all to boil, you just boil it in the electric tea kettle. It takes like 2 minutes, and then you just pour it into the pasta pot.
Wow,
unless you're like fancy and flashy, you've got one of those hot water taps next to your sink. I'm not that rich.
Oh yeah, no, we don't have that.
No.
That is very fancy.
Yeah.
Hello, Alex. Marvel Bab joining from the UK. Thank you. Warm milk on the cereal. I'm not going to say no to it, but I also don't know. I haven't had cereal in so long. I can't even remember the last time I had cereal. I mean, I want it now. Oh, probably last year's Halloween cereal taste test, which is coming up on August 19th with my friend Tracy, the realtor. Tracy, 1 p.m. on Saturday the 19th, we're going to be trying out Halloween monster cereals.
Oh, that sounds so much fun. That's the kind of thing I would do if I had those cereals available to me.
And she's funny, so I really like her. She's so great. I think Peter's missing the point of eating cereal. I'm sure he must have responded to this already. It's supposed to be easy. A bowl, spoon, cereal, and milk. That's it. Anything else is elitist. Elitist? That is a very bold thing to yell at Peter on this show. I don't know that that's going to fly.
You know what? Accept it. We're all snobs. We all rather have the deluxe.
Yeah, that's my whole brand. I'm not going to get upset about that.
Oh, it's on brand that you're elitist?
I am absolutely a snob. Are we?
Okay, I take it back, Zasmer. Good question. Yeah, I think we all have our own way of dealing with various brands of cereal. Like I barely like any moisture on it, so it's super crunchy. And Peter likes to create his own strata, as he says, to make sure it all stays crunchy and to keep that milk good and chocolatey or nutty or whatever he wants at the bottom of the bowl. Because
Yeah, you got cereal milk. The whole point of eating cereal is cereal milk, right? Can we at least agree on that, everybody?
Oh, that especially this Halloween cereal I've got 6 different kinds, and I think they're all going to, especially Count Chocula. Spoiler alert, but that's going to be my favorite cereal milk.
You must have bought it all because Saz just said in the chat that they can't find any Count Chocula. So you must have bought it all up like that book you just showed. You must have got the last copy of Count Chocula.
The problem. Okay, this is October.
Can we get Count Chocula origins? Like, have we really ever explored the origins of Count Chocula?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I'm willing to talk about that because, well, let me go get. I can go get Count Chocula, and we can talk about him. Let me get the monster cereals, and I'll just say October is way too late to get them. Usually they're only in Target. This year they were in Walmart and Safeway, but they were gone like that. And this is at the beginning of September. It might have even been the latter part of August that these cereals go on sale. So by the time Halloween time rolls around, those things are way out of stock.
Yeah, like I don't know if you remember just when I showed off the ham that I bought.
Oh yeah, this thing is cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to mute myself because I don't know if this music will get.
Oh, I think you can put it on a table and it walks across the table, right?
Yeah, it does walk. But yeah, I got that early September, and the aisles were full everywhere of Halloween stuff. I walked into a Walgreens yesterday, and it was already very Christmassy. Like, Halloween is over. Forget it.
Yeah, everybody knows you got to do the pre-order as soon as the cereals hit the previews catalog, or else you're not going to get the variants that you want. And then if you think you're going to get them day of, you're mistaken.
All right, let me go grab what I got.
I'm in a mood today, Freddie. I will go off about anything.
Go off. We love to see it.
I'm ready.
Okay, looking through.
Oh, he's left us in charge of everything.
Yeah. Rodimus says he can't eat Pop-Tarts, but I can't break my diet for the remaining 4 months. Wow.
4 months. I can't keep a diet for more than 3 or 4 days. I did earlier this year. I was only allowed to have things with sugar, like an added sugar, not natural sugar, once a month, and that was good because it kind of like broke me of the habit. But even that wasn't a diet. That was just like, don't eat ice cream every day, 3 meals a day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, like I do a thing.
That's a diet.
I do a thing I call Vegan Wednesday. Do you know how many times it falls on a Wednesday? Very rarely. It's just whatever day of the week that I don't want to eat, I'll go vegan.
Oh, I'm only not vegan or vegetarian on Sundays. I like to make like a big chicken dish on a Sunday because it's like plenty of time to slow cook or marinate or whatever, and that's the only day I really eat any animal.
Well, when I'm super laugh hard, hey, when I'm feeling naughty, I use cold Chocomel milk in my cereals. I mix more than one also, so that sounds like chocolate milk. Milk
I'm into the idea of milk mixing. Little cocktail shaker next to your cereal. Really good, right? Or even froth it.
Do you have ice in there with it, or are you just mixing them together in your cocktail?
Oh, I totally will do. I will do that. I'll use a cocktail shaker with ice to get my milk really, really cold. Yeah.
Yeah, and then pour the mixture on. Oh, I like the sound of that. Chris uses vanilla oat milk. That sounds good. And Kia ora. Kiora.
There you go.
What is Kiora? Is that a new pop star?
Greetings.
Oh, I thought that was some pop star from New Zealand or something. There's William Lee. What up, buddy? Sasmer thinks that you are hilarious, which of course you are. Here is this is what I have for Tracy the realtor and I to talk about. I'm going to save the surprise cereal that I didn't know existed, and it's probably a year old. No, I'm just saying cereal, not SIRI. My phone, stop it, thinks that I'm saying something. We've got Halloween Crunch.
Oh,
Nice.
Turns the milk
Turns the milk
green.
green. I don't
Oh,
know.
those
how
are
I
always
feel about
good.
that.
Yeah, I know,
But
right?
I do love Captain Crunch. When I want some real cereal abuse of my mouth,
Yeah.
Right. The roof
it's
of your
Captain Crunch
mouth.
milk.
The root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got Frankenberry.
Great cereal milk from Frankenberry. Top
Yes.
tier cereal milk.
Count Chocula. Blueberry.
Saz is going to make you an offer on that if it's mint. Condition, I mean, not flavored. I don't know if they make chocolate,
Oh, no.
chocolate milk, mint, chocolate mint, Count Chocula. So what is blueberry? Is it just lots of marshmallows?
It's kind of
It's marshmallows.
blueberry-ish flavored, yeah. It's blueberry adjacent. And now this is the new one. This is Frankenberry's cousin,
Oh,
Carmela Creeper.
What? Just She-Hulk cereal?
Yeah, I had that last year. It
Or is she
wasn't that
Poison
great.
Ivy?
She's better off as Poison Ivy because this cereal, spoiler alert, is awful. It's supposed to be like caramel apple, and it
No.
tastes like caramel cardboard. There's no. I get that blueberry and Frankenberry aren't really supposed to taste like blueberry and strawberry. This tastes nothing like anything. This is somehow a waste of our cereal crop that we're growing. This could have been used for better purposes. This caramel apple stuff is hideous.
I can't, I love that sour apple flavor, but I cannot imagine that like in milk as cereal. That sounds
No, it's just
disturbing.
It's not anything close to that.
Yeah, it's really not. It's not appley, it's not caramelly. It's
The cardboard is a compliment.
yeah. Okay, Freddie knows.
Yeah,
And
I had it last year. It was not great.
This is the one, cookies and cream Wednesday.
Oh, black
Oh.
cereal. I'm into
Yeah.
that. Takes me back to high school. goth phase.
I happen to love this show. Some people, I guess, didn't, but I loved this show. So when I saw that Target still, I'm sure this cereal is. It says
I'm sure you could flip that on eBay right now.
it doesn't expire till 2025, so that's not too bad. But I know it's from last year because that's when the show was on.
I saw some Wednesday merch around my house, like food, the other day. So they might have re-released some.
Oh,
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
like
I mean, this is her season.
there was like a bar
Okay.
over there.
all right, good. I feel better. Anyway, I loved this show, so this is the dark horse, so to speak. I haven't
Make sure the
tasted it.
black is not activated charcoal, though. Halloween pro tip. Anything with charcoal in it can mess with the absorption of your medicine, and if you take any kind of medicine in your stomach.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's a fun way to turn foods black. People make black cakes with it, black yogurt, black cereal. You have to be
Activated
careful.
charcoal?
Just
What about-
look when things are colored black. I always check to make sure it's not with charcoal. If
How
I'm
about
on any
processed
drugs,
with alkali?
that's probably fine. I don't know.
Okay. Well, now I'm scared. I don't want to. Calcium carbonate contains wheat ingredients.
Yeah, it
No, I
sounds-
don't see any. Yeah, I don't see activated charcoal. I see sugar. That's a good sign. I can always trust sugar.
sugar.
Yeah, sugar I can trust. Patty's amazing. Thank you, James. Cold milk with some peanut butter, Captain Crunch, or some. Oh yeah, that is good. Overnight oats are the best cereal, and here's Bunk's recipe: 1 cup of oats, 1 cup of milk, peanut butter, fit powder, cocoa powder, Greek yogurt, chia seeds, touch of brown sugar, and salt. That's a breakfast. Okay,
Now
wait,
that sounds hard. That sounds. I know you just put it in a mason jar, but that's a lot of measuring and a lot of different liquids and solids. I don't know.
You're not giving me measurements for the powders or the yogurt or chia seeds. I guess like a little bit of chia seeds, touch of brown sugar and salt. I get the last part, but how much Greek yogurt, cocoa powder, and peanut butter fit powder am I putting in there?
And we need more instructions. Like, when do you start mixing? Like, after the powder, after the yogurt?
Yeah.
Or do you layer?
Exactly.
Well, he's gone now, so we'll never know.
No.
Oh, Bunk already took off? Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
That's just a mystery.
Knowing basic first aid skills is so important, especially when you have a lunatic for a husband. She
Or
should
after you eat
remind
that
you.
thing that Bunk put together. Yeah.
Pizza is the best cereal. Omnibo living his best life. Pizza. Here's Cage. What up, Cage? Good to see you. But what do you put the pizza in? Yeah, tomato sauce, or what have you got going in your bowl?
Right. Cereal has to be a suspension. Like there's got to be a thing in a thing. So
Yeah.
I'm a pizza for I love cold pizza for life, cold pizza for breakfast. I'm into it. But what are you gonna suspend it in? Right.
Yeah.
Whereas like I have totally been known to, if there's leftover cake, I will cube up that cake and put it in a bowl and pour milk over it and have
Oh
cake
yeah.
cereal.
Oh yeah.
Cake
Yeah.
cereal, yes.
Yeah.
You know, when I don't eat cold pizza anymore, I've decided I'm a snob on that too. I will heat it up on the microwave and then I'll put it in a pan, like just to get it all hot at the bottom. So because after you microwave it, it gets all soggy. Just to get rid of that, make it solid again. Yeah.
Yeah, we endorse hot bottoms on this show, but
Exactly.
I like a lot of food better cold though. I don't know if it's like a texture, flavor, neurodivergent thing, but like almost other than like soup, I almost always would like a cold version. Like I always like leftovers better. I like cold pizza. Yeah.
Have you tried? I don't even know how to pronounce this. Have you tried the oatmeal with hojicha yet? I have it on Good Information. That makes for a delicious combo.
I thought that
Hojicha.
they were just misspelling horchata, but apparently it's a kind of tea.
Oh, you looked it up? It's oatmeal
Yeah.
with tea?
It's like matcha,
Oh, okay.
which I'm kind of intrigued.
Hojicha. Wait, and what's horchata? I forget.
I don't know. Vampire Weekend would tell us if we played that album, but I don't recall.
You know what?
That's how I know how to use an Oxford comma too.
Saying I forget about horchata is a lie. That suggests I knew previously what horchata was, and I'm forgetting. I have no idea what horchata is at all. So, do we know what horchata is? Hey Siri, what's horchata?
It's like a warm cinnamon drink, isn't it? It's like...
Horchata, milky, non-alcoholic beverage, is a name given to various beverages which are generally plant-based but sometimes contain milk. In Spain,
it's like a rice and cinnamon drink. It's almost got like a rice pudding quality to it, but it's a drink, not texturally.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Ooh, actually, it looks really good.
It's really yummy. Now that I'm looking at the picture of it, I'm remembering how much I like it.
I would totally have this for breakfast. Horchata in that nice glass and whatever those delightful looking pastries are. I'd go right back to bed, but it'd be worth it. A glass of horchata with some... Oh, dear, I'm not going to say that word. I think that was cut off wrong. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Horchata de chufa. Wait. Okay, good. Everybody, $16 is a war crime. Miguel, good evening, squad. Any advice for someone going to their first Comic-Con? Going to the big Texas Comic-Con this weekend? I know Kane has probably already answered this. Kane is is probably going. Are you going to New York Comic-Con this weekend, Kane? She knows everything for the first time con goer to pack. I'm happy if my panel wants to weigh in on this. Oh, okay. We definitely will talk about that. Okay. Says Murph has a kettle. That's what I use for oatmeal. Yeah. Who doesn't own a kettle? That would be everybody in the United States, except when Peter lived here, but we kicked him out because he owned a kettle. And
right, I was destined to leave. So let's talk con prep. I've only ever been to a few, honestly. I'm not a big con person. I don't. So Freddie, I mean, do you go to cons, Freddie? Are there cons there?
There are cons, smaller ones, and the big Puerto Rico Comic Con. Usually, they only bring like one big artist or one big writer, and so it's not a lot of prep. You look up who it is and you take some stuff over. So
Thinking of the few that I've been to, it's like I kind of for me, it's like a budget and time management thing, right? Like if we had
Yeah.
infinite money and infinite time, we would go to every table and do everything and buy every deal or sale or whatever. So I tried to break it down to 3 chunks. And chunk number 1 was like, what is the thing I am actually looking for, right? You like want a great copy of Uncanny X-Men 137. You're trying to complete your run of 90s Valiant, right? Like, so you should have a set amount of time. You're going to look at tables for that stuff and also like some money put aside for that stuff. And also think about how you're going to carry it around, right? Like as you start to accumulate these books and deals and you get things signed and stuff. I mean, do you have like a nice backpack? Do you have a little rolling suitcase? Is your car nearby? Like that stuff. I remember I went to one where I had all of me and my toddler with me at the time. And it was like, well, what happens after I buy 3 books? Like, where is that going to go? So then I like to also do that thing for like guests. Like if there's one person who I'm going to stand in their line forever, right? Like, so Bill Sinkovich was that one that I went to. I'm like, I don't even know if I can afford anything, but I just want to like say hi and like get something signed by Bill Sinkovich. He's a master, right? And then to always like have that kind of like wild card fun, like, well, I'm bringing $40 that I can just spend on any stupid thing that I see. In fact, it's specifically for stupid things that I've never heard of before. So I just think the best, and you don't have to follow my exact ratio, but I think it's good to kind of like chunk what you're actually after, how you actually want to spend your time, and like what you're willing to waste money on, because otherwise you find you kind of fill up all of one of those columns and then you don't have room or time to do something cool that you discover.
Yeah,
but I'm not that's from I'm a con neophyte, so that's just me as a project manager. I'm not like an experienced con goer, and I do not know how people carry around all the stuff.
No, but from my experience last year, I'll say have a lot of cash in hand, but also be ready with your phone with different options to pay via your phone, because some people will have a lot of QR codes right there.
I was just looking up Big Texas Comic Con, and it looks like it's not a lot of comic creators, but a lot of Hollywood type guests. So I don't generally go. One time I went to Baltimore Con because I got in line for George Takei because I had to. Star Trek, he was on Howard Stern or George Takei. He was very nice and talked to me and stuff. But otherwise, I'd rather. And this is what I did, Peter. I used to until I had a disaster with my suitcase. I'd have a rolling suitcase with all the books I wanted signed. So Miguel, if you want things signed, map out on the go to the website and find out where in Artists Alley the writers and creators are going to be, or where they will be. I'll just use Heroes Con as my most recent example of I had a rolling suitcase and I had Omnis and comics and I had everything staked out where I was going to go. So I prepped ahead of time so I knew where people were going to be. And when this was towards the middle of the end of the day. It was towards the end of the day on Saturday, I think. And David Nakayama, who's one of my favorite cover artists, he had a short line, so I got in there. And the whole concept of rolling suitcase, it immediately became apparent why no one does it. Because I unzipped it for a second and everything spilled out and pushed my suitcase into the table where the artist next to him was actively drawing something with a cup of water next to it. And it just shook everything. And I was so grateful it didn't spill water onto this guy's creation. And that's how David Nakayama knows me on Instagram now. I'll post one of his covers and I'll say, oh, I love David Nakayama, and I'll tag him and I'll say, it's me, the guy whose suitcase almost caused a catastrophe in front of you. So now I get one of those rolling, it's almost a wagon, like a radio flyer wagon. And that way the books will always be open and ready for me to go. And it'll have 4 wheels suspended. Will I look like a dork? I am a dork.
You already did.
Yeah. I'm a nerd anyway, so I'm a nerd pulling a bunch of books that I want, but I want artists and writers to sign stuff. Miguel, if you just want to get a few signatures or buy a few things, map that out so that you know where everything is. And Freddie's right. You should take cash because a a lot of times cash. If you're going to buy comic books or omnis or something, a lot of times if you have cash, you can get a cheaper price.
The chat
I'm not
brought that up too. That like people will haggle more if you have cash.
Yeah.
okay. Good.
Yeah,
And
and be sure to have anyways. Like even if you're carrying a lot of cash, have it all on your phone because some people will rather you go. You go in easy fast because they might have like a big line and a lot of people like right at their table.
yeah, and if I would recommend putting hand sanitizer, a couple of bottles of water, some type of energy bar,
Yeah.
like a Cliff Bar or a Kind Bar or something. Pack some snacks for yourself in a backpack that's reasonably lightweight because you don't want to spend $40 on crummy nachos that are there
No.
or some type of cereal that's not built with a strata and with warm milk on it. So
Con food is awful. Even their pizza.
yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
Kane said almost all of these things. One thing that they added that I was fascinated by was bringing a portable stool, which I guess is like it like folds up as like a walking stick or something, or maybe it just folds down flat. But
I'll bring an example.
Okay. Oh wait. Gosh, I'm really far behind. What the heck?
Well, I didn't want to make you jump all the way to present because we have other stuff to talk about. But
okay. But Kane's talking. Yeah, Kane has a very. Oh, I see. Yeah,
Kane also said comfortable shoes, which I think is a really good tip. I tend to sometimes put pain over comfort, but if you're going to be at the, unless you're cosplaying something where you need big chunky shoes on, like just wear your most comfortable walking shoes.
That's a good point too about cosplayers and creators and artists. If you want a picture with them or of them, you need to ask permission first.
Yes.
You can't just go snapping pictures.
A requirement.
Yeah.
Now, what we have to do is decide what you should cosplay as, other than Santa Obs, with the little red flyer wagon behind you. Like, what could you be? Could you put like a Snoopy in it or something? Like, what's something, or like ET? Like, what could we put in the red flyer wagon that would just be like low key cosplay for you, where you wouldn't even have to get that dressed up, you know?
In the radio file flyer thing. That's hilarious. I don't some wrapped gifts, maybe Herbie the elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
See, now you're thinking. I just think if you had one little thing in there, just as like a little wink, wink, it would be very funny.
Yeah, that'd be great to have Herbie in there.
So I brought some because we need these a lot in set. We do a lot of waiting. So this is a little foldable chair.
Oh.
This is one of my. This is personally my favorite. It's from a sound company. It's called Orca. They have a little thing where you can put them in. This one, an assistant literally left in my house and has not come pick it up.
What's yours now?
Nah, I'll return it someday. It has a little strap here so you can carry it around or put it in a bag. And then this one's my favorite, but it's a bit bigger. I wouldn't take this to a con. This is basically a backpack. It opens up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, see, that could be useful for
That's
con.
pretty smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it has my union logo. So.
All right.
Nice.
That is very cool.
A lot of times you can find seats at the concession area because it can be hard to find seats where the creators are or where the retailers are, or not necessarily retailers. What am I trying to say? The vendors that are selling stuff, T-shirts and towels and comics and stuffed animals and stuff. So it might be hard to find a chair there. So take frequent breaks to rest, because you don't want to make any poorly informed financial decisions. You want to be rested and not starving. You want to be in tip-top shape. Frozen blueberries and cereal. Not sure about frozen blueberries. Regular blueberries.
Yes, baby. Because it's like ice cubes. It's making the milk even colder.
Okay, frozen Peters right in there, right? Yeah, right in the bowel. Okay.
Right in the strata, right, and then straight to your bowel. That's totally what I meant to type. It was not a typo.
There is some good pizza here, but very few New York City style chewy crusts like you get on the street in Philly. Yeah, I believe that. Horchata with cinnamon is delicious. It looked good in the picture. Frozen blueberries cools the oatmeal down. It's absolutely perfect. Now I would try that. Horchata is cold and like the milk left over after cinnamon toast crunch. Crushing Krisis for shame. Also not surprising. What? Oh, the pizza thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I thought so. Overnight oats are Greek breakfast. I think we've got some people that agree with that. Whoop. Sorry. I accidentally tapped my touchpad twice. Maybe we should begin a campaign to get Peter to come to Heroes Con 2025. Wow. I don't know what it would take to get him to come back here.
Yeah.
Really.
It would to get me into the States and then into a structure full of thousands of people. That would be. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Please bring your own snacks unless you want to pay for overpriced fried crap. Second, wear comfortable shoes. You'll be walking a lot. Third, have a good backpack that you can put your merch in, things you want to get signed. If you're going to pick up an Omni or some hardcovers at a con, better bring a rolling bag. And don't knock it over accidentally and almost ruin some guy's Mona Lisa. Fourth, basic first aid stuff. Oh, wow. Kane's really going deep. Band-Aids, hand sani, wipes, masks. I agree with the hand sani and the wipes, especially. Water. Bring a large water bottles. Cash is king. Vendors can do better deals with cash over card. Unless you got, how about if we get you on the near mint condition panel?
There was some talk of that this year, but it was the first time they'd ever done it, so we couldn't really plan for it. But if he does
Chicago?
It again,
Yeah.
that could happen.
Yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. Convention food is more expensive than nearby food trucks. I don't remember any food trucks at Heroes Con or well, when I went with Dying Breed Collectibles Johnny to Baltimore, we filled up on brunch at Miss Shirley's, which is a Baltimore institution. So I wasn't hungry the whole day. I didn't need snacks or anything. So you may want to think, Miguel's probably already gone to bed at this point. You may want to eat a big meal before you even go.
Yeah.
See, there's people asking for a very fine condition panel.
GoFundMe. No, he gets 100K a year. Make him pay for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who gets 100K a year?
Omar.
Oh, because every subscriber pays him $1.
$250K a year. Yeah, it's gone up.
I forgot.
Have a portable stool, allows you to sit with no chair. Okay, Miguel, nice. Yeah, Kane doesn't play around. She knows what's going on. I just posted the portable stool link in your Discord. Okay. There's something. Not TV, movies. Buy, sell, trade. No. Was it general? No. Where did you put it, Kate? There's there it is. Okay, just a sec. Portable stool. Oh. Why did it oh, that's not expensive either. Okay,
No,
wait. I can actually show this. It's just it went to Safari instead. Okay, just a sec. Invite, no, present. Okay, just a sec. Here is the stool. Get out of there. Here's the stool.
Those are.
Oh, it's like a little like. I don't know if I would trust to hold my weight.
They do, but I've seen these a lot unset, and people stop using them after like a month because they break down.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
But it seems like it packs up really flat. So to just use for a day.
Yeah, if you're using them only for cons, it's fine. But if you want to use them on the regular, then probably not.
I love how flat it packs, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be fun
Yeah.
for like a hike where you just need something little to slip into your bag and take a rest.
Collapsible stool. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can just clip it on your bag. Like you don't even need to like put it inside.
Oh, I like this. And it comes in a variety of colors. I would definitely get hot pink.
Oh, for sure. That would
I
be
would-
the Krisis model, no question.
Yeah, I would have to get
Pink one
this.
right here.
Yeah, this is the one. Okay, good, Kane. Thank you. Stop screen. Okay. Bonus tip for please, for the love of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, do not stand in the middle of the aisle. Go with the flow of traffic. That's one thing about Heroes Con that was so impressive. All the aisles, including the big middle throughway aisle, were both all 3 days, even the busy Saturday and Sunday, completely empty of people in the aisles. It was super orderly. I never felt crowded. You could just walk right up and down. Super well organized. But yeah, Kane's right. You do not want to walk out and get lost in your thoughts while you're right in the main thoroughfare with me coming with my backpack full of books that are going to fall out.
Oh, I forgot one thing. A lot of people have the advice of saying wait for the last day because that's when the deals come in. In my experience, in this tiny little island, they jack up the prices the very last day because they know that's when people are gonna get FOMO the most.
Yeah, you got to know the vibe. Some people, especially if you're somebody who's really just looking to buy a bunch of cheap stuff and like complete runs of things, like that's the stuff that gets cheaper on the last day. If you're like looking for a deal on some kind of key or something, like that might not get cheaper on the last day. So you gotta weigh your strategy.
That didn't occur to me that people would jack up the prices on the last day. I would think they'd want to get rid of inventory so they had less to pack up.
And it was surprising to me too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I use the panels as built-in break time and just to rest on a seat, even eat. That's a good idea. Actually, next imagine with the very important point, deodorant, an extra shirt for each day, and temperature regulatory tops and layering. Yeah, deodorant is key.
Yeah, always carry extra socks. If it rains, you don't want to be walking around sogging like all day.
Okay, we've moved on to New Zealand pizza places. Hell's Pizza. There we go. Pretty yum and gourmet, but it's more of a.
They can sponsor me one pizza a month, and I will keep measuring them on the internet because it's too expensive. I can't actually afford it. But if they wouldn't give me one pizza a month, I will recommend it on every stream.
Baltimore had. Oh, I didn't see the dessert trucks. Oh, maybe now that I think about it, maybe I did, but as I was leaving.
Oh my God, dessert truck. My level of self-control when it comes to dessert is so close to zero that if there was a dessert truck, like at least ice cream trucks drive away afterwards, right? But if there was just a truck that I could just keep paying to keep giving me dessert, that would be a problem.
It's just parked outside for 17 hours.
Oh my gosh. That was like when we went to Auckland earlier this year, right outside our hotel, there was like a permanent truck that it was kind of like American fast food, like fried chicken and burgers and stuff. But they also had a whole range of milkshakes. I'm like, I can't walk down the street. If there's a stationary truck that sells milkshakes, I'll get one every time I walk by. I'll have 10 milkshakes a day.
Oh, okay. That's why you should be my con buddy. We are meant for each other, Peter. We will just
we
go
drink milkshakes all day.
have milkshakes all day,
So
and we'll
hard.
forget the con. We'll
I-
just
I
sit there and drink milkshakes all day.
I have two dessert trucks that happened to go on the last movie that I worked on. The first one, I think already. I don't know if I mentioned this on a show. I know I told you, Jeff, that So a PA I was friendly with because we had just finished another movie together. She's talking to me and she's telling me, oh, there's a truck outside with pretzels, and I'm like, don't do this to me. If you're lying, it's fine. Admit it. I'll forgive you. Don't do this to me. Don't hurt me this way, please. She's like, no. And they have ice cream too. I'm like, no, stop, no. She's like, I'm gonna bring you something. I'm like, don't say that and then hide from me the rest of the day. Don't do that. And then she did. She brought me two, and she said, "Oh, pick whichever you want." And oh my, it was so glorious. Just as the first taste, I just let go of, "Oh, marry me, please."
Which was it?
She did not
Which
like that.
which, which did you choose?
I don't remember. It was, I think it was with brown sugar.
Uh, Ice cream or pretzel?
Pretzel, but it had vanilla ice cream.
Oh,
Oh.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So
See, that's
I dropped a proposal. I mean, a woman brought me, dessert. I'm sorry, it slipped out. I felt like I was over 65.
You were in love. It happens.
It
Food makes
happened,
people
yeah.
crazy.
And then she
what I
hid from
wouldn't
me the rest of
give
the
for
night.
just a terrible Philly street pretzel. Because in Philly, soft pretzels are not like
Mhm.
Auntie Anne's, like the heart kind of shaped pretzels. They're these little friggin' bricks that like have this. Have you ever had like a Philly soft pretzel? They probably have them as far down as Baltimore. Yeah, they're like something you could throw at a Santa at a football game. They're not meant to be appealing, but they're and it's like this big and it's just pure carb. It's like more carb than you get from eating 2 dinner rolls. And I would give anything to have.
Yeah.
I'd pay $100.
Well, so then on one of the last days, one of the actresses paid for this. She brought an ice cream little it wasn't a truck per se, it was like a cart, but oh my gosh, it was so good. I had one at lunch and then I tried to resist not to be bad and get another one. But then I went, she was like, "Oh, do you want to try it in a brioche bun? Like we heat it up." And I'm like, "Oh my god, yes, I want to
Oh.
try
Like an
it."
ice cream sandwich with brioche
Yeah.
bun.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
delicious. Oh my gosh.
We
I
should
felt-
rename this show the Dessert Sluts because we really, the 3 of us.
Let's see
Seems
what
like
I
the
can-
one thing we have the most in common other than comic
Yeah.
books is that we are open to all desserts.
Right.
Put some ice cream on it, and we're
Oh.
done.
My eyes and mouth are both watering as you're saying that story. So I'm
Yeah,
loving it
that
so
brioche
far.
bun with ice cream in it. Wow.
Yeah.
Here in PR, haggling does not really work. Okay. While saving on last day is smart, items also get sold out. That is a good point. So you really do need to strategize. Yeah, that's a good point. Wait,
Well, let me
Chance-
ask the. I don't even
Sharp.
know
Well, that's-
what that was.
that's what-
I
that's
didn't
one
know
of my
what
friends.
that meant at the time. Oh, okay.
That's one of my
So let me
friends,
ask the two of you, as somebody who's like not a con person, really, what
Mhm.
what is the motivator that makes you say, "Oh, I'm going to travel and take time out of my day and get tickets and go to that con"? Because you both have so many books. It's not like you need some specific book, which a lot of people go to cons to like shop. So what gets you two to go to a con?
They don't sell a lot of books and cons here. It's usually just a lot of merch. What gets me out the door to go to one is basically my friends text me like, "Hey, we're going." I'm like, "Okay." Because and this year I was not motivated at all. The only person was Charles Schroll, and I started like looking up books for him to sign, and then I realized, oh, these are like 2016 back. Like I don't have anything recent. Yeah, maybe not show off that I don't like his recent work.
Oh, but he would still love to sign one of your books.
Oh yeah, I think they like signing anything.
Yeah.
I went to Baltimore. I need to post this on Instagram because it happened a couple weeks ago now. I like getting books signed because there's and I don't really want to buy anything. You're right. Because I don't have every book I've ever wanted, but I'm sated. I don't go there to buy books. But I want to get the book signed on the off chance. First of all, it's cool to have a signed book and make sure they make it out to me. I like there's a chance that the creator might actually really be cool and talk to you for a while. Last year when I went to Heroes Con, I spent like 15 minutes with Jonathan Hickman because he was announced at 5 p.m. on Friday, and a lot of people they said Jonathan Hickman's now at his table, and people had already left, and I was one of the first 4 people in line. I just went over, and he was super nice, and we took pictures, and there's just that chance you'll get that interaction, which happened. This was real strategy, because this was Baltimore. I knew Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti were going to be there, and they're the ones. Harley Quinn New 52 is what turned me on to Harley Quinn, and I got there just as their handler was trying to get them out of the booth to go to lunch so they could make it to a panel. So there was nobody there, and they were getting ready to go, and I was just, I went to, this is so low down of me. The way I got this, I said to Amanda Connor, hey, just wanted you to know your New 52 Harley is what totally made me fall in love with Harley, which is, true. And I've become everything about Harley. And she was like, Jimmy, we have to sign this guy's book. And so they both did big remarks in my book and signed it and made it out to me and took really cool pictures while their handler is like, let's go. And they're like, just wait a sec. This guy. And so I didn't mean to pull that card, but I kind of did. I didn't want to wait 3 more hours for them to come back. I was just like, I'm here. Let me shoot my shot and tell them how much I love their New 52 Harley. And they took a picture with me. They could not have been nicer. They were super sweet. And so that to me was why I brought the book and went to the con. I don't think I really bought much of anything. I'm not going to go there to try and buy a Bronze Age key that's been slabbed because I won't get a good deal there. Maybe they've got some kind of cool merch, but I didn't really see any really cool merch that day on Friday. It's really just to get books signed and hopefully they turn out to be cool. And the other thing is to meet other fans, because a lot of times I was there with Johnny, but I got recognized actually by 3 or 4 other people, and we all took pictures together, and they were all like, yeah, OmniDog, we really dig your channel. I'm like, you recognize me? That's awesome. And just the chance to meet other people. I know I don't like other people, but people that like me in my show, I like them.
I mean, they're
real.
They're coming off from a better place. They're not total strangers. They know you.
Yeah, they're part of the family. So I'm like, let's sit down and let's have a cup of coffee together, which I did do at Baltimore.
Nice.
So does that answer your question about why we go?
It does. It's interesting because I think so much of my con experience originally was like in the 90s before cons were the big business, and it was just literally the place to go where like all the comic shops in the area had their stuff. Yeah. And so to me, con in my mind is very like shopping coded. And I've only been to a couple like modern cons that are more about like creators and like panels and things. So it's really interesting because I think I'm kind of like stuck in the way back machine when it comes to thinking about what cons are for. I'm like, well, I'm not buying any single issues, so like why would I go to a con? But there's so many other reasons. And I bet that I would meet somebody who would like be like, oh, it's Krisis.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
out
yeah.
of the whole con, especially if I had the hair out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely would. People would definitely stop you. If you had your hair out. I always wondered now what I went with. No, I didn't go with Omar and Melanie last year to Baltimore. I wasn't feeling well. But I always kind of wonder what, because I know Omar's going to go to NYCC. That's just too crowded for me. I can't
even imagine. I would have a panic attack.
Yeah, same.
Truly. Yeah.
I think Kane and several other people have warned me away from it that know how I don't want to deal with crowds. But I wonder what, like, Omar gets invited into like Marvel offices and has people regularly on for interviews and stuff, and he's not collecting single issues. He gets all the books sent to him. So I'm wondering.
Well, Omar goes as press though. He usually has like a press pass because he's like interviewing. Melanie interviewed Chip Zdarsky at the last one.
Okay,
so that's like a whole other level of why to go to cons, right?
Yeah.
You could take OmniDog on the road. What if you did little mini interviews with people and put them on your TikTok?
Okay, so that I was wondering what would motivate Omar and Melanie to go, and so it would be as like talking to creators there at the show. and stuff
Right,
like
because
that.
they probably know them already from, I don't know, we can ask, why is this show about very fine condition? All
Sorry,
Yeah, leave them alone. Why are you doing to us this, Jess?
Sorry. Let's change the subject. Beyond Comics, welcome. Hell Pizza in New Zealand is incredible. Great vegetarian options. Get me that Hell sponsorship. Let's get me that Hell sponsorship. Forgerelli, welcome. Boston Comic Con was so bad with morons standing and sitting in the aisles. I left after getting Mignola and Wrightson Sigs in my books. It's a 2 hour, but it got so bad in the aisles for you, huh? Forgerelli? Those are wow, that Wrightson signature especially.
That sucks that you went so out of your way for not a great
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. A snack and a weapon. What? Well, they do have weapons check. That always cracks me up. For cosplayers who come in with these giant swords and other, things made out of crepe paper or whatever, you have to check them in at the weapons kiosk.
Let me see. I took some pictures last year. There was only... Oh, here we go.
Yeah, ice cream is the whole reason we exist. Oh, is that the Iron Giant?
Yeah, the Iron Giant. And I only took another one. That is Sogeking from One Piece.
Oh, I wouldn't know who that is.
Yeah, this is another person from One Piece. That is my man wife, the one with the horns.
It's your what?
It's complicated, Jess.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, Chris is forcing us on topic.
There is a topic that Freddie did come up with. We always try to have a topic. We never know if you're going to want to just have serial chat for a whole hour. We have no way of knowing.
Yeah, I thought you came up with this topic.
No, wasn't that you? I feel like you were the one who.
No, I didn't.
Gave it a name.
I gave it the name, but it was your idea.
I thought mine was something different. Mine was first time. No, mine we banked for later. This was you.
Okay. No. You had two ideas.
Well, we're here to talk about things that are cute. Here on Adorable OmniDog. Show that dog again, Freddie. Where's the dog?
Where's your doggy?
I have no idea where I put the dog.
Oh, I just thought it was moping next to you this whole time, waiting for its chance to be on camera again.
He gets up and he moves around. It was when I started talking, because I hadn't talked the whole day.
We're gonna need a strobe warning from this.
I know.
For that.
So the idea was everybody's doing spooky books. So Freddie came up. Yeah, Freddie came up with the idea. Life is scary enough. Here's some. Wait, I'll go back and you definitely came up with this, Freddie.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why he's trying to give it to me. I don't know.
No, you keep talking. I'll look up the proof.
I'm looking it up.
I forgot one of my cute things, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Let me see. How about I show something first?
Okay, so life is scary enough.
Yeah.
So most people are going to show horror books and scary books, and Freddie said, "Life is scary enough. Here's some," and then Peter, "Here's some kind of other comics," and Peter said, "Oh, I don't know. Wait a sec. Life is scary enough. Here's other books," and then it's Peter that said, "Life is scary enough. Here's some cute / comfort comics." So it was sort of an amalgam of both of you. So
fine.
That's why fine. So while other people are leaning into the scary, we're leaning into gentle all ages books that are fun to read and not necessarily comfort reads, because Peter said that suggested something
like every readability, going back to it.
Yeah. And so these are like what I have is like a gentle fairy tale that's very inclusive, subtly inclusive, and very interesting and fun with a great premise. And these other two, I do have the thing you wanted me to. What did you send me? Pepperoni Kids or something? What is?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay. It's up, and I can show it whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Okay. I'll show the first one that I think is controversial. It
Uh-oh.
is Fantastic Four by Fraction and Allred, but not the Fantastic Four. It is his FF, the one with
Yeah, the
this
FF
team.
half of that is great.
Exactly, because
Right.
the only thing you need to know about the Fantastic Four, the first three issues, basically, they leave other people in charge. This is Johnny asking his then girlfriend, like to it's only 4 minutes. It doesn't matter, and then they end up not coming back, so she has to adopt this superhero persona, and this is a book about entirely about the Future Foundation, all the kids, and Ant-Man is in charge of this team with She-Hulk, Miss Fang, uh, Medusa, and yeah, I think that is everybody. That's four people. Okay, and then there's a future Johnny, and he's all traumatized with PTSD, and there is his best friend comforting him. Um, the little the Yancy Street gang is out there terrorizing Miss Fang because they won't accept that there's no Fang around. I'll show this last. Yeah, so it's all about uh, this weird team just getting together with and figuring out how to teach the kids, how to protect the kids, and then at the same time, Ant-Man is getting over the death of Cassie, which so he's going through a bunch of nightmares, and he's not feeling really worth being in charge of the team, and it's it's such a great book. Like, I'm sure this has helped a lot of people get through things, but
Hmm.
my favorite thing about this is the issue where one of the Moloids comes out as trans, and she tells her brother, "It's like, do you accept me?" And they immediately give her a hug, and it is just one of the best pages ever.
When was that published? That's interesting because I feel like that might have been a little bit ahead of its time. I remember seeing that book at Third Eye. I feel like maybe 2012, 2014, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're
it was
right.
run from the beginning of Marvel now, so it started
Yeah,
at the beginning of 2013 and only ran for
Marvel.
16 issues. So it was over
Okay.
by the end of 2014.
Yeah, that sounds like it was a little bit ahead of its time to me. That's 10 years ago. So that's really cool. I actually haven't I have that book, but I haven't read the all read portion of it.
The all red
eh,
half of it is great. The
That
main Fantastic Four run, the reason that Freddie said it was controversial, it's just so bad. It's just not. It
it's
almost
not
feel,
great.
and I think I remember from interviews at the time that Fraction was like compelled that if he wanted to write Future Foundation, he had to also write Fantastic Four, and it was right after Hickman, so it was like a
Hmm.
totally thankless task to
Oh,
write Fantastic Four. Yeah, and it just wasn't. I mean, it was fine. I think Mark Bagley
It's
was the artist,
it's
but it just didn't
okay.
really click. But the FF run is just great, great
Yeah,
comic, and
and
not
at
just because of All Red, because it's funny.
and at the
yeah.
very end, there's not just two Allreds. There's three Allreds because then his brother comes in to help him write the book because
Oh,
Fraction does what Fraction does, which is he leaves the book.
Well, that was because that was the whole drama when he was supposed to be writing in Humans, and then they like told him his plot
Hmm.
wasn't Game of Kings or Game of Thronesy enough, and he just
Yeah,
like left Marvel all at once, pretty much. So and that I think part of that was him stopping writing Fantastic Four as well. So my first cute book. So I of course have lots of YA books because I have the kids bookshelf is right on the other side of this wall. But I also wanted to think of something that was still like a little scary, but not. I remember being a kid. I loved scary movies as a kid. Like I would do anything to watch a scary movie. I liked Alien and Aliens. I loved House. Do you remember House, Jess, from the 80s? It was like a horror comedy movie. Loved that.
oh,
Nightmare on Elm Street, anything like that. Now that I'm older, I don't really like scary things. Not that the scariness bothers me. I'm like, God, the world is just scary enough. But I still like monsters and things. So I really like this aesthetic called creepy cute that I was introduced to by this artist in New Zealand. I went to this whole con. It was a mini con, but it wasn't a Comic Con. It was the creepy cute con, and it was all of these people that had like creepy, adorable stuff, like stuff kids would like that they would want creepy stuff like weird little like molded plastic eyeballs and like sticker like garbage pail kid type stickers. And I found this artist called Pepper Raccoon, and they have all these brilliant things. This is not that cute, ultimately, of all the cute things. But I got this huge shirt that says Big Death Energy on it. But Pepper Raccoon's thing is that they're like a trash raccoon. That's like their whole mascot. So Jess has their site, and they do ship outside of New Zealand. Their stuff is so awesome. They have pins, they have like stickers, and they have like mugs and things. And I've sent their pins all over the world at this point because I just love their creepy cute aesthetic. It makes me so happy. So let's see if Jess can bring up the website so that you can see some of their other designs, because I only have this one thing handy that's not like super the cutest thing. And then that will lead me into my comic recommendation, because I was like, cute Halloween, oh, creepy cute. So if you scroll down that page, you can see some more examples of the stuff that they usually draw. Just like and those are whole Halloween page. They have all these like little grimoires and spell books, and then they have like little like potions and scissors and things, but none of them are like scary. It's almost got a Lisa Frank kind of aesthetic to it, like things that are creepy that have been Lisa Frankified. And I'm just like such a huge fan. My partner's actually part of their Patreon, and they send stickers every month. We get a little envelope with like whatever their newest stickers are. I love the black cat sticker. It's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Adorable.
So
this one?
Yeah, so cute. Oh my gosh.
Trippy, bro.
Well, because it's on catnip from the eyes. It's like nipping out.
Awesome.
So I would say go to their website. It's Pepper Raccoon, like a raccoon that's spicy. And they introduced me to this whole concept of creepy cute. And that's when I realized actually my cute aesthetic is very much creepy cute, because I just love stuff that still has monsters and magic and spells and skeletons and stuff. But why can't it just be adorable? Why can't it just be fun?
Whoop. Okay. Oh, glassware. Stuck up.
Oh yeah, they have everything. They have. I just picked this, but they also do stickers of all like New Zealand birds and stuff.
Oh, Freddie and I both love stickers.
We do.
I have.
Well, their stickers are so cool.
That's
Snappy
part of what I
boy.
get. That's part of what I get at cons. A bunch of stickers.
Well, that's what this con was like. See, that's the no gods, just trash. That's like their main thing, the raccoon. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other stuff there. I mean, people had like customized tarot card decks and little potions that were actually like bath bombs. It was just like every possible thing you could think of that was kind of like a little bit witchy. That was.
I want these stickers. What the hell, man?
I love them.
I love these. These are hilarious.
Yeah. So I'm so happy I got to lead with a New Zealand person. I've met them. They're so cool. They have actually my exact hair. So it's very funny when we.
Oh, really? Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, they have this huge mane of giant curly hair, just like me. Queer Trash, another favorite. Yeah, and I have some of those pins too.
The salty little raccoon is queer trash and proud. Oh, wow. These are awesome. I love these.
Yeah. So you just never know, because they just illustrate everything. They have these like really cool glassware. Sometimes they do t-shirts. Sometimes they do stickers. So it's almost just like they're just this really cool artist, and you just kind of stick around and see what they make every month, like tote bags and things. I love it.
Nice.
Wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And thank you.
So
Jammin,
then I
for
went to my
posting.
bookshelf, and I was like, well, what has that aesthetic? What is like creepy cute?
Whoops.
What gives me Pepper Raccoon? Because if Pepper Raccoon did a comic, I would be out here talking about it every show, but that has not happened yet. So I pulled this off the shelf. It's called Brave Chef Brianna, and it was from Kaboom, which was that little mini imprint of Boom that Lumberjanes was out on originally. And it's really fun. This girl wants to be a chef, but her family's like, you're never going to make it. And so the only place that she can go to get a restaurant opened that she thinks that she could actually support and like pay for is in Monster City. So all of her help, like this is her like her server has these giant wings, and like all of the people that come to the restaurant are actually monsters. And they're not all like creepy monsters. Like there's like a witch there, but then there's like some like weird like bull thing over here. And so she is trying to adapt all the recipes she knows how to make and loves to make so that they will be appealing to the monsters in Monster City. So it's super cute and lightweight. I'd say it almost has like an Adventure Time vibe, but then the cool thing is when it was in singles, which I originally read it in singles, it had recipes in the back of every issue, and they're reproduced in the trade as well. So I just love this. Like, yeah, it's a kid's book, but I actually kind of really liked reading it on my own because I had a plot. Like, it was a plot about kind of finding your own tribe of people and like finding your own chosen family and like fitting in with the weirdos and realizing you're actually a weirdo and maybe the weirdos are the regular ones all along. So great for kids, really a fun read on your own, and it's just super, super adorable. I love this art style. Almost kind of reminds me of when Chip Zdarsky draws. Like, it almost looks like Sex Crims a little bit. Like, kind of, maybe it's my imagination. But yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan. Super cute. I've never heard anybody talk about it ever before in my life, so I wanted to try to bring something obscure.
Nice.
It's called Brave Chef Brianna.
I don't have obscure stuff, but anything I have that's even reasonably interesting has always been introduced to me by Omnicat, Kristen. She was the first one.
Kristen's opinions are impeccable.
Yes, and she knows all the right things to, which is why I like having a show with her, because she always brings something extra interesting to the table that I don't know about. The first one's Pumpkinheads by the fabulous Rainbow Rowell. And
I've never even heard of that, and I love Rainbow Rowell.
Oh boy, oh Peter, you would love this so much.
It's so good.
So fun. It's about two best friends at a pumpkin patch, and the life adventures they go through. Let me highlight myself so you can see the art a little bit better. The kind of life adventures you go through when it's like the end of summer and you've got to go back to college and decisions have to be made. And spoiler alert, the girl has a crush on the guy and the guy doesn't pick up on it. But maybe he picks up on it and maybe it's not too late for him to pick up on it. And it's just a very sweet, fun slice of life kind of thing in a pumpkin patch with like a corn maze and a slide and apple cider donuts and a campfire for making s'mores and possibly falling in love with your best friend. And it's got what Kristen likes the most is a very nice textured cover that really feels really good. It's probably, I mean, the last time I read this was probably a couple Octobers ago, so I could read this again and be happy. It's not, it doesn't take, it's very lighthearted, but it's also got a lot of heart because it's, you're rooting for both of the best friends with each other. And so this is what I highly recommend this as something that's, that I wouldn't have known about except for Kristen. And then, of course, the other thing that Kristen hipped me to that everybody probably knows about is the Tea Dragon Society. And this is a lovely, gentle fairy tale about these dragons that grow this special tea leaves on their antlers, and the care and feeding of these dragons, these tiny little creatures. It's also about the dreams of the characters in the book. They go from, let me highlight myself here. It's like there's what is it? Anthropomorphical? What is it?
Anthropomorphized?
Yes, thank you. And there are also humans that might have horns there. There are all kinds of various creatures that are friends together and hang out with each other and learn from each other and just go about having it's not hit you over the head with any lessons kind of thing. it's just a gentle fairy tale about getting along with people and the care and feeding of not only the tea dragons, but the care and feeding emotionally of your friends and mentors, and how um, you might not be picking up on what your dreams are yet, but your dreams are still attainable if you still really want them. And it's there's 3 books. It's Tea Dragon Festival and then Tea Dragon Tapestry. And there's never a bad time to read these books. These are just feel good books, and I guess I would call them comfort books. I always feel like I never have enough time to go back and reread something because I feel like I need to be constantly reading new stuff.
It's a treadmill.
Yeah, but these are actually, both of these books are sweet fun that I can see myself really returning to if things aren't necessarily going my way, or if I just wake up feeling a certain way. I know I could read these books and feel better about things, just because the authors put that out there. That when a writer and an artist put something out there like that, you can feel an emotional connection to it.
Yeah, I had heard about it for so long, possibly originally from you and Kristen. And so I knew that I wanted to get it for the kid. And I think I got it for her for like a birthday or Christmas sometime. And I had never read it, but I was just taking it on faith. Felt like if the 2 of you recommend me something, I'm probably fine getting it blind. And what I was really surprised by is I thought it was going to either be this very kind of cloying storybook story, or that it was, I don't know it just seemed like it wasn't going to be about anything. Like it was just going to be like, oh, it's a dragon. Oh, look, a cute dragon. And the best way I can explain it is it almost feels like slice of life, even though there is a plot and something does very much happen. But the conflict is such a gentle conflict. And it's like the conflict of kind of like figuring out that you already knew the answer all along. And so it's like a lot. I really like books that are about slice of life and things, but there's an arc, there's a story, it definitely ends, but it just gives you such a comforting feeling when you're reading it. You kind of just, even as the character is having conflict and is a little bit upset, you're like, yeah, but you know the answer, and then they get there. And I just think it literally feels like having a nice warm beverage as you're drinking it, because it's just so soothing.
Yeah, and I think Kay O'Neill might be from down under or New Zealand. Let's see.
Do we have an Antipodean alert on this? Let's take a look.
I feel like they are. Let me think. Let's see here.
It would be embarrassing if I didn't already know that, wouldn't it be?
Now, where did I'm trying to think where I saw that.
Katie O'Neill.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bigger by K now.
Exactly.
She's from I apologize. They're from New Zealand.
Look at I had no idea. They need to update their website, first of all.
Yes.
Because I think they maybe only did it for the original book, and then they must have got a book deal, and it was like, see ya. Because the website still has the other name. But yeah, wow, New Zealand, secret New Zealand connection. Well, it's Freddie's turn. I was gonna say I have a great follow-up to that, but I will.
If you want to, you can skip ahead. I don't mind.
Yeah, I took 2. I went for 2 in my 1, so I apologize.
Well, I kind of did too, but this is a perfect, complete all of the things that we've been talking about. So the con that I went to in Philadelphia with my toddler, we're walking around and I had my like extra money allocated. I'm like, let's find something cool that like speaks to us. And we met this artist, Kayla Miller. And at the time, they were just doing this webcomic called Creep, actually. I didn't even think about this before I picked it. About this kid who has like Mr. Fantastic powers, but only when he drinks this awful like high-C fruit punch. And they had like handmade bound little individual single issues, so I bought them. So I wound up like following Kayla Miller and like seeing what they would do and like hope they would get big. They sent us a postcard one time all the way to New Zealand. And then they got signed and they put out this graphic novel with, I want to say it's one. Who's it with? Who published it? Who is the publisher? Is it Houghton Mifflin or Houghton Mifflin? I never know.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah. I've always said Houghton, but I don't know if I'm right.
we're gonna go with Houghton. And so they put out this graphic novel called Click, and it's so cute. It's about this like fifth grader who like just knows they're ready. They're ready like to have a click and like figure out the people that they're gonna hang out with and the thing they're gonna do and the thing they're gonna love. But they don't know what to click with. So they want to click with. And I love Kayla Miller's art style. There's something they draw these very square little noses, and I just am like so into it. It makes me so happy.
I like that too.
And I just love their art style. Plus, I've met them and they're so cool. And they were so nice to my toddler. They had like a whole conversation with her when she was still 2 years old, which is, you know, a feat if you've ever tried to talk to a 2-year-old. And so the thing is, these books, because they were the perfect form factor, and I think Scholastic maybe picked them up, they got really popular. So first was Click, then there's Act, then there's Camp. And then they're so popular that there's now a whole Click universe, and other artists draw some of the books, and Kayla just writes them. But if they trend a little bit more YA. Like if you don't love like a YA book about a fifth grader, I don't know if that's going to appeal to you the way the Brave Chef Brianna would. But if you do have kids in your life and you're looking for something that's like not superhero, but it's graphic novel, I would say the kid really got into them around when she was in like third grade, because at that point you look at a fifth grader and you're like, whoa, a fifth grader. So that was the perfect point. And there are these really nice hardcovers. I don't even think they're softcover versions, and they've got a art wrap cover on them, and they're really not that expensive, and I would highly recommend them. And Kayla Miller is just cool. So, and it wraps all. I met them at a con. It's cute. It's comfort. I hit all of our. The only thing is I don't know if they eat any cereal. Although they were at that one scene. So if it has cereal in it, then I've done a bingo.
Who's the publisher?
Houghton Mifflin?
Houghton Mifflin?
Dunder Mifflin?
Dunder Mifflin? I don't know if they eat cereal. But the square nose. Yes, cereal. There's cereal.
Cereal alert. Perfect. You checked all the boxes.
Every box ticked.
Dr. Zero, Beneath the Trees, where nobody
I was
sees.
going to say that.
It's kind of, I think it's best described, James described it as Richard Scarry meets Dexter, and it is like that. It's very much like that. It's I don't know how cute it is. It's very
so
powerful, interesting, very cute, but yeah, there's definitely a big Dexter vibe going on in that book.
It's definitely creepy cute.
Yeah. Here's Ian. What up, Ian? Good to see you. Jesse, say what? Good to see you. Garfield and Snoopy still your avatar. Nice. JM would die for that raccoon. And Chris has been wanting to check that book out that you just showed. Heard there was some local man love earlier. So excited for the next issue next week. Yes, we had a lot of local man. The Sheets series is also fun and cute with some creepy moments. Yeah. You're right. Sheets is really cool. That's a good choice. And that is what we're talking about next with the fabulous Freddie. Spooky Freddie. Sorry.
I'm going to talk about being a snob. So I got the deluxes and I have the Lights regular paperback, which I didn't bring out. So these are great books. I'm not going to go much into them because I just want to talk about being a snob. Because hear me out. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
I bought Making Friends and I bought the original in paperback, and then I was like, I love this so much. I want to get them all in hardcover, and that was a mistake because these are not better quality than the paperback. The paperback is a lot better. So these are great. These are by Kristen Goodsnook.
Oh, I know her name.
Yeah.
What? She's. What's the series? She's
Hench
so
Girl.
pop. Hench Girl. Okay.
Yeah, Hench Girl. So it's a little great book about a girl that has a magic notebook, and it goes on for 4 books. So there was a lot to get through, and her best friend is I don't want to say imaginary. She makes up her best friend in that little notebook. But where
Oh wait, I just came in on the tail end of that because my computer crashed. I love Hench Girl. So what is the name of this series? Because it's by the same author. I'm saying Making Friends.
Yes. So there's 4 books. The fourth one is not all that great. Like I didn't really
Oh.
dig how it ended up, but I love the ride of going through the four books, and the fourth book in general I didn't dig, but it had kind of like a soft ending, so that was nice. Uh, Talking about being a snob, these are Scott Pilgrim. These are also very nice books if you haven't read them. Uh,
I have read them actually.
Yes. So if you're a mega snob and you get the six hardcovers like I did, you are wasting shelf space because the two-in-one paperbacks that I owned at one point are just as good quality, just that they're not hard. But yeah, they're same size. This paper stock is exactly the same, and it has the exact same extras. So get the paperbacks or get the box set. Like you're not missing out anything. This is just us being snobs. And,
Um,
and then the last one, because I'm going on a
I
on a, on a
Yeah, let
raffle.
me just say that I sold my Scott Pilgrims to Taylor
Yeah.
Talks Comics because I didn't think I was going to read them again, and I kind of regret it now. I feel like in the future I'd like to read Scott Pilgrim again. I really enjoyed it when I read it.
Oh,
I
you
still haven't
should,
seen the movie or the anime
and
or
you should.
whatever else. I do own the album, but I need to see the Michael Cera movie. I know I need to see that.
The movie's fantastic. The anime is even better because it updates some of those early 2000 things,
Oh,
and
right.
it acknowledges some things that the book and the movie did that weren't great. So, plus, it looks so beautiful. But going on the last one, this is a book
Oh
that
yeah, I want to hear you talk about these books.
I've recommended this book a million times to Jess. I told him, let's do a fun crime corner because I just want to talk about Bandit. There's four books. The hardcovers are kind of hard to get now, but the paperbacks are exactly the same. you
Oh,
know,
okay.
in fact, they're even better because the spines kind of match all together. They're not like this weird, up down thing. They're all a
Hmm.
solid color. So it's about this. It's so cozy. This is just a very nice book. So it's about this French girl who steals art for fun. She's a thief for fun. There's, she has a little, uh, a crowd of people that help her steal. She's got a detective right here, uh, who's just trying to get her all the time. But then they make alliances sometimes because there's thieves that are a little worse than her, and she's got a rival who's an older gentleman thief, and he's so gentle as well. There's no danger whatsoever when he shows up. They're just trying to show each other off. There is some danger when this character shows up.
Uh-oh.
This is her rival who at first is kind of deadly serious, trying to catch Bandit, but then they also form a little friendship. So that's always nice. Uh-oh, secret identity reveal.
Hmm.
So yeah, she lives in a little tower where she's just full of her secret treasure room. I don't know if you can see. And then at the very end of each book, they do this interesting thing where they include a little novelette where it's
Oh,
just
cool.
a few pages. Just um, it's usually like a prequel to the main story, just telling you a few things. She's also into chocolate. She's obsessed with chocolate. So you will see her steal a lot, and walk through, jump around, just eating chocolate. They also have these little extras where they say what she's stolen and what it inspired that art piece. Yeah, so they're great books, all four of them. I'm really looking forward to it coming back.
And why you want me to buy those is so they make an omnibus and giant collected edition out of it after I
Exactly.
buy them.
Oh, but that's a good thing because now we're still talking about format. Thank you, Jess. I didn't want to talk about these books because I think two of them were out of print, but I saw now that they're coming back in a complete collection, and I pre-ordered even though I own the three paperbacks. It's Jonesy. This is by Sam Humphries and Caitlin Rose Boyle. No one talks about this book. So, Jonesy is a Latina teenager, and she's got a superpower. she basically can make two people fall in love. Or better yet, more accurately, Jonesy has a secret. She can make anybody fall in love with anyone or anything she wants. But there's one catch. Jonesy's powers don't work on herself, and she's gonna find out the hard way that shooting Cupid's arrow ain't all it's cracked up to be. So it's got a very fun art style. Making people fall in love with other people is usually, uh, it can go wrong places, but in this case, it's all just fun. There's no big conflict, nothing really, nothing to worry about. It's just fun. She's got a best friend. She's got some ex friends that she's gonna, um, what's the word? Not get back together, but mend their friendship again. It's just very silly and goofy, and it goes on for 3 books. This is a lot.
Nice.
Bam.
This has nothing to do with anything, Freddie, but I thought you'd be pleased that and maybe I don't remember if Krisis was in on this too, but I picked up some Jim Zub Conan.
Oh yes, I've only read the
yeah.
first arc. I have to keep reading.
Krisis was
So
one of the ones.
good.
I thought so. You guys definitely FOMO'd me into getting these first 2.
Now we're getting a deluxe for sure.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I just need Titan to continue the paperbacks of the classic stuff. Now that they put out all the omnibuses, I've got this little stack of all my epics that I dutifully bought, hoping that they were, and then they got smaller and smaller. These are the thinnest of all of the epic collections that Marvel ever did. It took us 6 volumes to get to issue 88, which I think they would normally do in like maybe 4 or 5 volumes.
Yeah, in 4 at least.
Yeah, but so I'm really hoping Titan goes back into some paperback collections of the original.
I hope so too, if the Omni sell well enough.
Let's hope.
And I think so. I think people pre-ordered them a lot.
I mean, I'm always really impressed with Titan. Like when you hear that a new company is going to take over an existing property that you like, and they make all these promises like, oh, we're going to put out the format, we're going to support it. It reminds me of when Buffy went from Dark Horse to Boom, and Boom was like, oh yeah, we'll do library editions, and then they did like 1, and it was short printed, and they never did the last one. It was ruined my whole shelf. But Titan like really came through. But I think they know that the Conan collectors had wanted those omnibuses for so long. That they were a sure seller, but it's really impressive to me, and then to get Zub on the book, Zub, who out of all the people who had written Conan at Marvel, Dugan, Aaron, mostly 2 of them, but there are a few more in there. But I think Zub just nailed the tone of classic Conan, and Zub's tone on the actual Titan comics is much more like the classic Conan. It's not watered down the way that Conan was at Marvel.
And he's been writing Conan since Dark Horse, His Dark Horse stuff isn't all that great. Like he's getting there. Then the Marvel stuff, as you said, it's a more Marvel character. It's not that classic literary figure. But now it really kicked off.
Yeah.
Let's see. The power of my enthusiasm for Beneath the Trees knocked me off the internet. That's funny.
I think that's like the stealth indie hit of the year. Every time I hear more people talking about it, they just love it. I don't know if I've seen any other book accumulate that kind of momentum this year in the indie space. I don't know about you two.
No.
I think you're right. Yeah. I can't think of another one this year that's gotten the word of mouth that Beneath the Trees has. And I'm not sure if it was Bunk or Kristen or both of them at the same time, but I feel like this was another Chris recommendation. Like Kristen was the one that was telling me about it, but I also feel like at the same time Bunk was too. So peace and love. I don't want them to be upset with me. It was both of them that got me to read it. And I'm kind of interested in getting the special edition hardcover from IDW, and then part of me just wants the trade paperback, but I don't know.
It's one of those ones that I'm tempted to buy physically, even though I usually don't ever get anything new physically, because it just was so fun. The thing that made me, I don't even remember who posted it. Somebody just posted that one cover where it's like the Duck is walking on the street, but it's like a cross section of him has been cut out, and you can
Right.
see like his anatomy as if he's like in an anatomy book, but he's just on the street. And I
Yeah.
said, whatever that is from, I need to read it immediately. They didn't even put the name of it in the tweet, but just that was like one of my realizations. Like, creepy cute really is my aesthetic. I want to see cute little cartoon things doing horrific things. That's really my sweet zone. So, and then when I found out the book was like Animal Dexter, I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking love this, and I was obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right. I don't know. I am tempted to get that deluxe if they still have it. I know it was limited from IDW, but I don't. Either way, I need to get a physical copy of it.
James just posted the hardcover. It's only available on the IDW website.
Okay. Thank you, James.
Yes, and I'm gonna.
I'm sure
respond.
shipping it to me would be like $1 million.
Chris, yes, buy Bandit. You're gonna love it. Glad you enjoyed Jonesy, and everybody should get that new complete collection. And Chris also agrees that the series is the best version of the story of Scott Pilgrim, but in order to get there, you really do need to enjoy at least the movie, because just going into the anime, you'll miss like, because the first episode is basically rushing through the plot of the movie, and you're like, oh, okay, I've seen this, and then there's a twist at the end.
Oh, whoa, Kane. The movie and the anime is better than the comics. There, I said it. This is about Scott Pilgrim, right?
It's about Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna have their preferred version. You know, I still love the comic a lot.
What always has struck me, and I've never read the comic of it, that Scott Pilgrim is kind of like a Hitchhiker's type of thing, where there's a story, but Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams' whole jam was every version of it was a slight remix on the story, and none of them directly follow each other. And I think because people came to Hitchhikers through so many different venues, a lot of British people knew it originally from the BBC radio show, a lot of American people knew it from the book. People don't get really like angsty about the versions being different. It feels like with Scott Pilgrim, comics people are like really like, but the comics, the best one. But it's like, no, they're all very different from each other, is my understanding of it. Am I wrong about that?
I mean, the movie obviously had to cut a lot, and when they started making the movie, the comics weren't out yet. The very last volume wasn't out, so they had to change the ending because they had filmed. Spoiler alert: Scott Pilgrim ends up with somebody, and it wasn't Ramona in the original cut. So then Brian Lee O'Malley, who was involved in the movie, said like, no, that's not how this ends.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but Brian Lee O'Malley has been involved with all the versions, especially with the Netflix adaptation of the anime. Like, you know, it's not like he was cut out with, you know, that they did their own thing. He was just busy at the time finishing the comic.
Yeah. Oh, Hayden, how are you doing? The flawless hair crew tonight.
Thank you.
Chris Brogan, I can say I really didn't like Beneath the Trees. Okay.
Maybe creepy cute is not your aesthetic, Chris. That's okay. We're making confessions. I did not like Jonesy.
Okay. That's fine.
I haven't even read it, so I don't know.
Oh, I think you'll like it. But I did see a lot of online hate for Jonesy when I was reading it. But I absolutely adored it. I love all of Sam Humphries that I've read. And I know a lot of people weren't into his Star-Lord or Harley Quinn.
I went back and reread that Harley run. I actually enjoyed it the second time more than I did the first time. So I'm okay with his Harley.
Yeah, I feel like part of it was he had that problem that Fraction did after going post-Hickman, you know.
Right.
It was up there, and then there was no way he was going to be like hit there at his first issue.
Yeah, it's hard to, almost impossible to follow up Connor and Palmiotti on that run.
Whereas I loved his Harley Quinn. That's probably my favorite Harley Quinn, actually.
Okay.
I can see that. I enjoyed it a lot after. I think Freddie's right. I think I was used to a different thing and it just didn't hit with me the first time. And then I thought, let me try it again. Let it stand on its own. And with a different mindset, I enjoyed it a lot more.
I think the thing that appealed to me about it is that it had its own like in jokes and it had its own supporting characters, and I didn't feel like I had to go back and read the prior run. Like there was the continuity cop, like little Batmite type person who would always like come and scream at her, and then there was like her whole like family and stuff, and some of which came from the Connor run. But I found that I really liked it. But also the thing you said made me think of I was listening to an album earlier this week, and the first time I played it through, I was like, this is awful. I'm never going to listen to this again. I hate it. But I have a policy that whenever I listen to a new record, I always listen to it twice. And the second time I put it on shuffle so that if there were just bad sequences, it like takes it away. I listened to it the second time. I was like, this album rocks. And so sometimes you just need to revisit a thing, shake it up, different order, different time. You never really can trust. I mean, first impressions are great, and it's awesome to love something on your first impression. But you can't always 100% go by your first impression with a work of art. The album Harvey Picker's Ghost Assassins by this British artist named CMAT, C-M-A-T, which I think are her initials, and she kind of merges that like British taffy voice pop thing with kind of alt country, and her voice is so prickly. She reminds me of Paloma Faith's voice, which also has this very like nasally prickly voice. And the first time, but then the topics are like so casual. Like this one topic's about like her lover like leaves the DVD case open on the coffee table and they get in a fight about it. And just the combination of like the prickly voice and the weird genre combination and the like low topics, I was like, screw this. I hate this. This is wasting my time. And then I listened to it again. I was like, it's fucking brilliant. So you never know. Okay. Give things a chance, folks.
Your turn, Jess.
I am out of Tracy.
Yeah. You have something?
Let's see. Mara Faye. Hey, just came from watching the X-Men mapping stream. Got me back into reading Marvel. Loving watch you guys talk comics. Peace and love, Mara. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mara. What an awesome compliment for everybody involved in that X-Men mapping stream. And for us right now, I'll take the compliment there. I said it. I do like compliments.
I brought a couple other cute things, just briefly.
Good.
These are, I would say that they're kid things, but they're not exclusively kid things. So I've surely talked about this before. This is a line of comics from First Second. I love First Second. First Second's one of my favorite publishers. I actually met them at that same Comic Con. Now that I'm thinking about it, they had a table there. And this is a whole series called Maker Comics. And it's all different how to make things, how to build a robot, how to garden, I'm reading this backwards on my screen, how to draw a comic, how to grow garden. There's one about car maintenance. And the thing is, they all wrap this narrative structure around it, and it's like very funny and cute. But then I realized, so I got them for my kid because she really likes making stuff. Then I sat down and read it, and I realized this book is freaking amazing. Like, if you're the kind of person who learns by narrative and doesn't just learn by like picking up a recipe book, it explains what all the different kinds of grains are and how they're different from each other. And then it explains how gluten chains are formed and like why gluten works the way that it does to make foods. And so it kind of like explains little by little the chemistry of baking and why the chemistry of baking works. And as you can see, it's absolutely freaking adorable. And then it actually has recipes in it. So again, I guess one of my other aesthetics that I like is food stuff, because it's the second recipe thing they brought. And then the kid actually like made some of the things. And the kid now, after I got this for maybe 2 years ago, she's a really good baker now. She bakes all the time. And This was like, this kind of started. She's always asking me if she can fix the car. She's like, can we pop the hood of the car? I'm like, I don't want to. Can we make a robot instead? The make a robot one actually was so cool because it wasn't trying to get you to make like a AI thing. It was robots or anything that can like move independently or sense independently. So some of the robot things were like, just get like a little vibrating thing, like any kind of little vibrating sensor. You can get them from like dollar stores, or like break it out of a little egg that rolls around and like tape that onto a little thing. And then you have a walking robot, or like it talks about like the really basic level of how you make things that are automatons. And again, she like did all these experiments. So and the Make a Comic one, the kit, she draws comics constantly. But the thing I love is when I pick them up, sometimes I skip some of the narrative, but I like learn stuff. I probably should read the Fix a Car one, because I would actually understand how my car works finally.
Unless she gets to it first and she's already out.
I don't know. One day I'm gonna walk outside and she's gonna have the hood popped. But yeah, she's like, well, when's the last time you measured the oil? And you have, I'm like, how do you know that? She goes, I read the Fix a Car Maker comic.
Wow. Now I have to get those Maker comics.
Yeah.
I would say if one of them is on a topic you like, absolutely buy one. They're adorable. They're so cute. And they're not expensive. The soft cover ones are $13 cover price, and there's they come out day and date with a hardcover too, which now I kind of kick myself that I didn't get them in hardcover all along, because we constantly rifle through them, have them on the counter, have them sitting open. So I should have got the hardcovers. This one's got like baking ingredients stuck to the cup, to the deboss on the cover.
Did you not hear me talk about formats? Like, hello, just it's fine. Get the paperbacks. You know,
but if it's something you're gonna have like open on the counter while you're baking, I feel like hardcover is. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Unless it comes spiral bound, that's the best.
Because Making Friends, they do not open at all. It shuts off.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Sometimes that's really thin hardcore.
Big old heavy jar of jam is for propping open those.
The last time I did that was the time I spilled pickle juice directly into my computer.
Oh,
so I'm not allowed to cook with my computer on the countertop anymore.
I didn't know you had that happen to you too.
Wait, you spilled pickle juice into your computer?
That's
pretty specific.
It was Coke during an Omnibros episode, and I was showing off. This is when my laptop used to be down on the counter. I mean, down on the bookshelf in front of me. Now I have it propped up, and I had this giant Little Nemo book, and I was showing it to people, showing my huge book, and it knocked my Coke right onto my laptop keyboard. And the last thing you heard before I went off the air was, fucking Nemo. And then my connection cut out and I had to get a brand new laptop.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's why it's always up here on a box type thing.
And then the last cute thing I brought, I don't have to talk about it at length, but have I gotten you to read this yet?
No.
Oh, well then I'm glad I brought it. This was probably my favorite book of, I'm trying to think of what year it came out, 2021, 2022. It's so small. I don't know what year, I think 2022. It's very much like T-Dragon. It's a little more mature than T-Dragon, but it's about these two young girls, and one of them is a witch by heritage, but she doesn't really want to be a witch and she's not into it. And she finds that in order to maintain her friendship and kind of like be the person she wants to be, she's got to go through with it and do witchy stuff. And it's very like T-Dragon. There is some conflict. It's a little bit dramatic, but it really just feels like reading about a few days in somebody's life that turned out to be really important days. It's absolutely phenomenal. Saz Millage wrote it and illustrated it. It is absolutely beautiful. Every issue for me as I was reading it was like a 5 out of 5. This is a perfect comic book issue. Wow. It has a definite Miyazaki movie vibe to it, I would say. Yeah. And it's just, so I immediately got a copy for both myself and for the kids. This is my copy. And it's that same small OGN size. Only a little bit taller than Click. And it was just my comic of the year, no question, 2022. Very comforting read, very, very sweet, not scary at all, but creepy cute because it's about witches.
Yeah, love witches.
Jess, you will love it. It is such a Jess comic book.
I've got it written down. And now
I would be shocked if Kristen hasn't already read it. All right, I'm done. That's my whole stack.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not. My back feels better, but sitting in this position for 2 hours, I think is probably my limit right now. Okay. But I genuinely love both of you. I'm so glad we could all make it tonight. This was great.
Yeah.
And we have some ideas in the bank for next time. Thank you to everybody that was watching and that was chatting. Hello to all the peace and love to the lurkers out there. I know you must be out there. Thank you for watching. And we'll be back on the second Tuesday of next month in November. And
the second Tuesday of the first Tuesday of November is the scary one. Then the second Tuesday of November is after. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember how America worked for a second.
Yes.
Peter. Peter's website is James has been putting putting everything here. I have his YouTube address on I'll get Freddie's on the description box too.
Yeah.
I wonder if I have your website or your YouTube. I better go double check that. And Freddie's
whispers that I might come back to the YouTube sometime. There's inklings that it might be reawakening sometime soon.
Let me look. What do I have? Crushing Krisis.
The YouTube.
Okay, I have your website up. I put YouTube, but it's your website, so I'll go change that.
No, leave it the website. Website is that's.
Yeah. I mean, it says Crushing Krisis YouTube, and then I give the website address.
Oh, I see.
So I goofed it up. So.
Yeah. By the way, Peter, here's another creepy cute.
Snapdragon, so good.
That looks familiar.
Oh, that's definitely a Kristen recommendation, and Snapdragon is awesome.
It's a little witch.
Yeah, I gotta get all my Kristen recommendations together in a place. Just a couple shelves.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one last one. I really wanted to mention this one.
Love that. I have it on my shelf. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Squire.
Everybody read Squire. It is Sarah Afaji. Oh gosh, I'm never gonna pronounce this right. I'm sorry.
Squire,
yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
Well, you brought it up, so let's stick around and have.
No, I'm sorry. No, your back. Your back takes priority.
No, my back is fine. It wants to hear about another comic book.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's about this this squire. This person that goes to train to be a knight, and she makes friends there, and a fated rival, let's call it. It's so good. Oh my gosh, I can't do it justice at all.
Yeah, really, really high, and it's not just a kid book. It's very appreciable. Also, I guess I got them at the same time, but I got that at the same time as The Prince and the Dressmaker. So even though they're totally different, yes, Freddie, we're so attuned.
Holy smoke!
Love that comic book so much. Freddie, I'm like almost gonna cry just seeing it. I love it so much.
Go ahead and talk about it.
It definitely brings out emotion. So it's about a prince who likes to wear dresses. It's not really specified if they're trans or not, but at the end they keep wearing women's clothes, so we assume yes. And their dressmaker and how they basically fall in love. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Like going through it and the acceptance of it all. I don't know, Peter, what do you want to add?
I liked it because it specifically wasn't a gay narrative or a trans narrative. It was just a difference narrative. And I think that that's fine, because at the ages that those characters are, they don't have to totally understand what their identities are going to be. They just know that there's something about them that's different than people expect, and they want to live that. And I just think it was handled in such a beautiful, sensitive way. And it's like genuinely funny. Yes. And I just really appreciated it. It never felt like a heavy-handed message book. It kind of just felt like this very funny book about how this prince just wants to wear a dress. And that one page you showed where she finally gets a nice dress and they go on a walk, but his nose is so big. It's just the way that they're illustrated. And so it's like him in this beautiful dress and this little bonnet, and then you just see the giant nose still sticking out from the hat. And I just love it so much. I love it so much. Absolutely love it. The kid loves it. I love it. It's one of my favorite graphic novels. Absolutely top notch.
Wow.
5 out of 5.
You guys are vibing.
I can't believe that was on your stack. That's so great.
That's amazing. Jewish Dragons is here. Read that book. It's really great.
Nice.
Good to see you, Jewish Dragons. And Hondo, good to see you working the Sisters of Mercy show. That's a goth situation right there at the Fillmore. Nice. Good to see you, Hondo. Okay. Those are
now we can go. Now that
I wrote them both down. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And what's today? Tuesday. This Saturday at 1, I have Crime Corner. And then at 8, it's Samantha. Oh my God, Samantha from New Zealand on Batterdays. So, and Friday, yeah, long in the making. She's finally in one place for a little bit, and I could get an interview with her
to show up to Batterdays this week, so I can
before she moves on to her next travel adventure. Yeah, that'd be good. Love to see you there. Okay, so peace and love, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I will use my theme song to play us out, and genuinely appreciate these two guys and my audience. Thank you very much for watching. Peace and love.